Hello and welcome to this edition of Commercial Breakdown. What we're going to do 1980s toys today. We're going to look at some of the commercials, cheesy, that enticed us to part of our pocket money or our parents' money to buy us kids what we want. Did it work? I say back in the day, you see some of these toys, yes it did work. But we're going to go back to the past, so sit back and relax as we'll do some commercial breakdown.
Space, the final frontier. These are the adventures of Legoland Space. Its unending mission to explore the limits of imagination, to boldly go where no child has gone before.
Lego. That was probably my most favourite toy I've ever had. Had lots of sets. Fantastic. Great memories playing with Lego. It's about using your imagination, and you know, you can use the plan, and it was brilliant. Loved it. Great childhood memories playing with Lego. Yes, I had the space Lego, I had the normal Lego, land Lego, sort of whatever it is. Technic Lego, brilliant. That's when you had to use your head. That's a little bit difficult, but it weren't. But it was more for advanced, you know, Lego builders. But it was all great. Really enjoyed it. So we're going to go to the next commercial. Yes.
The evil Crimson Twins, Zaymot and Tomax, have located the Action Force Devilfish base.
Let's hit them, Tomax.
With the ultra-fast Cobra Hydra sled. But the Devilfish snap into action.
It's an ambush, Zaymot. Give him a torpedo. Full force.
But the evil twin brothers have one last trick up their sleeve.
We'll be back.
Cobra Hydra sled, Crimson Twins and Action Force Devilfish sold separately.
Action Force. Who remembers Action Force? I think it's sort of like, I don't know if it was like a smaller version of Action Man, but I don't know if it was in the same brand. I don't know, but I remember years and years ago my mate was big into it. I wasn't really big into Action Force. Remember he used to love it. Used to be good, I suppose. Seeing him, I used to sometimes play with his sets as well. Yeah, it was alright. I just remember the big thing about it back in like the early 1980s. Back in Action Force, a big thing. Oh dear. Didn't really get sucked into that, unfortunately, but I suppose it was alright with your kids. As we get on to the next commercial.
Action Man!
Now with eagle eyes that actually move. On the lookout for action. Up in the mountains. Down in the jungle. He drops from the skies. And rises from the depths. He's all action. Look out for all these fantastic uniforms specially designed for
Action Man!
And his eagle eyes.
Action Man. No, I just didn't really get into Action Man. I just remember the commercials back in the day about Action Man. Oh, what does he do? Drive around this big dull thing, put him in tanks and things like that. Yeah, I really couldn't really get into it. Nah, didn't really have any Action Mans back in the day. Weren't really into it, to be honest with you. I don't feel a lot of my mates was back in the day. As I say, I just remember the commercial, the big thing, and the American version. I don't know what was first, because that was based on G.I. Joe, apparently. That was the American version of Action Man, but nah. So I wasn't one of them really into Action Man at all, to be honest with you. And now on to the next commercial. Yes.
This is Big Track, the computer-activated truck from MB Electronics. Program in up to 16 commands, and Big Track will advance, turn, and fire 3 blasts. Big Track follows its instructions and can maneuver around every obstacle to complete its mission. Program it, and Big Track obeys.
Well done, Big Track.
Big Track from MB Electronics.
Big Track, yes, I had that with the trailer. Wow, that was a great toy to have. Actually programming it, doing that, does all sorts of commands what you tell it to, but believe me, you could not do what they did in the commercial, no fucking way. How much I tried, you can't get it to do that. It was so precise. How many takes did it take to do that commercial? Probably about 300 or something like that. You can't do that. It probably can be possible, but no. It was a good tour. I really enjoyed Big Track. As I say, the trailer had a mind of its own. Not only opened when it wanted to open, so sometimes I didn't even bother with the trailer. They were sold separately, I remember. But yeah, it was a great toy to have. That'd be something good to have now, actually. But unfortunately, I don't have any toys left. But you know, it just brings back great memories to see that. And we're going to go back. No, we ain't going back. Well, we are back to the 80s sort of thing. But now to the next commercial.
What do we have here?
It's Castle Grayskull.
And it's mine.
Not so fast, Beastman.
He-Man!
You can pit He-Man against Beastman playing for the power of Castle Grayskull. You have to put the castle together.
Beastman's escaping.
The throne, Dad. Dad, you saved the castle.
Castle Grayskull from the Masters of the Universe collection.
What a fucking cheesy commercial that was! That's the 1980s at its best, wasn't it? About the cheesy commercials. Ooh, it's mine! Ooh! Didn't we really act like that when we were kids? But He-Man, Castle Grayskull, I remember that, but I never had one. Weren't big into, well, much big into these figures and all that crap. Nah, I just remember the kids at school used to play with the figures and all that. I think someone brought in that big Castle Grayskull in one time. I thought, wow, it did bring back memories of primary school. Bloody at primary school, I remember that. The last day at school, when we was going up a term or a year, it was like you bring your kids in. Well, we're fucking kids. Bring your toys in. Bring it as a toy, so you can play with the last day of class for the year. Bring in a toy. Yeah, I remember that. And someone brought in their Castle Grayskull. I had my little Tommy thing. I bought in my Tommy-tronics racing car game. Yeah, I remember them days. Good days. Anyway, I ain't going to waffle on so much about it. I wasn't really big into He-Man. Remember the cartoons, that's about it. As we're going to get straight onto the next commercial.
Rough Riders 4x4, you can try to stop them.
The 1983 Rough Riders 4x4s, each sold separately, battery not included. Hard driving, tough-looking vehicles with racing colors. Flamethrower, turbo eliminator, highway patrol blazer, rally bronco. Hot stripes, hot flames with lots of power, rugged-looking tires, and working headlights.
Go for it!
Rough Riders 4x4, rally bronco, highway patrol blazer, flamethrower, and turbo.
Rough Riders, yes! I had a couple of those. Oh, they were great. They're really, really robust, actually. You really can, really did go over a lot of rough, as far as I remember. Four-wheel drive, nice. They were only about that big, but what you could do with them were pretty good. Some of them, I think the later ones, you had that. I remember the A-Team edition brought out. You had the A-Team van, Faces Corvette, and they had little gears on the top where you can have it high gear or low gear, or was it two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive? I think the one gear made them go faster, but the other gear made them go off-road better, and you know, they were great little toys they were. Wow, brings back a lot of memories, and we're going to go straight to the next commercial.
GoBots! You can pretend the evil Psykill has sent 2 new renegade GoBots to trap the Guardians. GoBots sold separately.
You cover the air, Zero. Tux, I'm picking up Leader 1 on my radar. Renegade. Flip Top to the rescue. Take this, Tux and Zero. Glad you dropped in, Flip Top.
GoBots! Tux, Zero, Flip Top, and new Leader 1 each sold separately. New.
Oh god, if commercials couldn't get any more cheesier. But I suppose that's what we used to do when we was kids. We used to play like that. It was like that. I suppose they had to make it real, but did it really sound like, oh look, let's be dramatic about it. Oh look, the GoBots are coming. Yes. Oh no. I think I had one GoBot. It's basically like the poor man's Transformer. I had one GoBot back in the day. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I think it turned into a plane or something like that. But no, I wasn't big into these GoBots. Nah, I just don't know where I got that one from. I think I found it somewhere. I thought, what's this? Is it a Transformer? Then I found out later it wasn't. It was a GoBot. Anyway, let's get on to the next commercial.
Deflector shields activated. Lasers reaching full power. Prepare to engage enemy.
Radar approaching from Quadrant 3, Warp 5.
Move into range. Full fire.
Direct hit, sir.
Where did they come from? Increased power. Prepare to evade.
We sustain damage.
There. It's your turn.
Astro Wars and Mini Arcade at good stores now. You'll have to be quick. From Grandstand.
Now that was a cheesy commercial. Now, wasn't it? I think they could have marketed that Astro Wars a bit better than that. Well, at least you couldn't see the strings. Astro Wars. Yeah, my mate had that. Very good little Space Invader type game. I had Scramble, but couldn't find a commercial of that for some reason, which is a shame because I would have liked to have seen the commercial for that. Yeah, I had the Scramble, he had the Astro Wars. I think the Astro Wars was slightly better, to be honest with you. Yeah, one of these nice little held Space Invader type games. They were big, very big in the 80s. Yeah, very good. Yeah, let's get on with the next commercial.
Matchbox announced the nearest thing yet to the thrills of a real-life car chase. Matchbox Race and Chase. It's the only slot car set that lets you U-turn, like real cars. You can jump. You can race. And you can actually control those U-turns. Matchbox Race and Chase, the first car chase that's safe.
Race and Chase by Matchbox. Now, I had that and that was absolutely brilliant. That was sort of like the poor man's Scalextric. Yeah, so yeah, I think that was the I remember the Matchbox cars you could buy, and they were sort of the same similar size, those Race and Chase cars. Yeah, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that when I was a kid. I think it was only limited to what you could build with the track. It didn't come with a lot of track. It came with 2 cars, but it wasn't like Scalextric. You couldn't add to it. Let's say Scalextric was a lot more money, but you know, it was still good for its time. Yeah, great memories that brought back. As we get on to the next commercial.
Why don't you drive a Tonka? Fun and adventure, that's what you get when you drive Tonka trucks like Mud Runner, Roving Wrecker, and Jeep CJ, each sold separately. Trucks so rugged, so powerful, you know they're Tonkas.
Someday you'll be driving one of these. Till then, keep driving those Tonkas.
Why don't you drive a Tonka? Mud Runner, Jeep CJ, and Roving Wrecker come with everything shown here, each sold separately from Tonka.
Tonka toys! Yes! Tonka toys! I had a Tonka toy once. They're supposed to be unbreakable, but I broke one. Well, they fucking weren't that unbreakable then, was they? I know they were pretty tough. I did fucking smash it up and fucking crack it up. Oh god. They said that was unbreakable, but I broke one. They were, yes, I say, it was tough. You treat them, you know, anything, you break anything these days. Or they're pretty strong back in the 80s. I've got to admit, they made stuff. They made good quality stuff back then. Stuff that could last a long time. And you see like a lot of 80s, a lot of toys now because they're built so strong and with metal, proper metal. Yeah, I had 1 or 2 Tonka toys back in the day. That was about it. But you know, it's something I remember quite well. As we get on to the next commercial.
Only
Only the heroic Autobots can save Earth. Sideswipe, Grapple, Ratchet, Jazz, a whole army.
Evil Decepticons! Autobots, transform!
The Transformers. Robots in disguise.
The evil Decepticons must be stopped by the heroic Autobots. The battle goes on.
Transformers.
Robots in disguise from Hasbro.
Transformers, eh? Yes. No, I wasn't really big into Transformers. Just wasn't my sort of thing, to be honest with you. I remember the cartoons. When I was a kid, I used to watch the cartoons a lot. But just wasn't into the toys. I know a few people used to be into them. A few kids when I used to at school. They used to fall apart sometimes. You know, from Hasbro. From Hasbroken, more like. Fucking hell, I mean, that was alright. I mean, I suppose it's how heavy-handed you are, I suppose, but it's like everything. If they last, they last. I mean, I just couldn't get into them, to be honest with you. Weren't my thing. As we're going to go to the final commercial of this breakdown now. And where did we buy all these toys from? Here we go.
There's a magical place, we're on our way there, with toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, rooms, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, and spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Toys R Us, yeah? This big magical place where all these fucking toys are. You'd get there and it's so fucking expensive. Well, it was back in the days. I think I've only ever been in one of them shops once, or stores. Something from the USA has to be big, doesn't it? Yes, like everything from the USA is big. Well, I suppose big is better, yeah. But nah, Toys R Us, very expensive. But did you notice the giraffe was playing on a CPC 6128 from Amstrad? If you look at that commercial again, you see the giraffe playing on an Amstrad CPC 6128. Wow, how much did Alan Sugar pay Toys R Us to do that, I wonder, eh? Probably nothing. Anyway, this is the end of this commercial breakdown. Toys from the 1980s. Adverts, yes. Hope you enjoyed it. May do some more in the new year. Till now, have a good new year. All the best for 2015. And I'll see you again in the new future. What am I fucking talking about? No drink today at the moment. I'll see you next year. Or I might do some more. I don't know. Have a good one. Till next time. And goodbye.